It was at that moment that I was able to see how low the drugs had took me. And I remember when my son came to me, he hugged me. And when he hugged me, he squeezed me, he said, I don't care what you is, you still my dad. That was my moment of clarity for me. And I remember when my son left, I tried to do the substance to get the feeling away, but this time it didn't work. It didn't work. When I was 10 or 11, that's when I first had my first drink. And from the first time that I drank the alcohol, I remember everything about it. Hit my lips, hit my teeth, hit my tongue, went down my throat, and the warm feeling I got. It gave me a feeling of relaxation, euphoria from the very start. It was the potion for me having acceptance to everything that I didn't understand in life and all the things that were going on with me. So it was like a magical potion that took me away. My brother was my role model. He was the one that I patterned myself out of. But when he took a turn, by him being my role model, I followed in his footsteps, taking a turn too. Even though he was doing what he was doing, he always tried to keep me on the straight and narrow, going to school and things of that nature. It was more of, don't do what I do what I say. And so it was me sneaking behind his back doing the things. One of the things that I found out now, being educated that I am on the disease of alcoholism and addiction, I was being driven by something where I lost my freedom of choice, where the drugs was the master and I was the slave. I remember when I first came here to Haymarket, I was feeling hopeless, going through guilt, going through shame, going through remorse, being somebody from sexual trauma, being somebody from being traumatized, seeing my peers getting killed, being traumatized for things that happened in prison. I was just broken. It was at that point that I said a little silent prayer to myself. I said, God help me. I don't want to live like this no more. And I remember it was that point I asked God, man, God, can you please give me the same zeal to stay sober that I did when I was drinking? One of the things that I like about Haymarket is every issue that I had, they had a solution for, but I had to have the willingness to do it.
My very first position at the Haymarket was the supervisor of ATI unit, Alternative to Incarceration. That's when I met James.
I remember I went in her office and all the degrees she had on the wall. And I remember that intrigued me.
And he's like, I own everything that you have on this wall.
But I was just joking. And I remember I looked at her and she looked at me, she said,
you can have it. You can do it. Okay, it's there for you.
I have a disease that always tries to make me feel less than. But she was one of the ones that always would tell me, you can do this, James. You're the perfect person for the job.
He made a full cycle from being a patient on the unit over which he is a supervisor now. But what I value the most in James is his genuine concern for others. That's his nature. That's who he is. And that's what I most appreciate and value in him.
So the greatest gift that Haymarket gave me was that no matter what I've been through, I still got value. And everything that I've been through can be utilized to help somebody else who's suffering from what I suffer from. If you stay around this program and you put your sobriety before everything else, and you give and you lead with your heart, the people where you come from won't believe where you at. And the people where you at won't believe where you come from. That's how it went for me when I got here.